Hey guys, it's me, Steve WB, and today we're going to be talking about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. That's right, this camera just came out this morning to the public, so I ran down to my local Best Buy and picked one up, and we're going to do a quick first impressions of this camera. I have low light footage, I have overheating test. This truly is probably the perfect camera for me. As you know, I am a full-time content creator. And if you don't know, you do now. I do product videos for Amazon and I do YouTube. This camera is going to be my hero. It is amazing. But let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about the camera is what you get and what everything is. Now, a lot of us watched the leak videos and they had a couple things in there that we didn't know quite sure what they were, and we weren't sure what the handles did, and does it have an internal battery? Does it have extra storage or extra memory in one of the handles? And all those kinds of questions. So I have answers for those questions now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the camera down and I'm going to show you the individual components and what all you get with the Creator Combo. Okay, so this is everything you're going to get in the Creator Combo. You have the camera, you have the wireless mic, you have the little tripod, you get the wide angle lens, you have the long handle, you have the short handle, you have the case, you have a wrist strap, and you have a charge cord and your booklets. The camera, as we saw in all the leaks, it does have the flip screen. It does come on when you flip the screen. It is a 1-inch sensor and it's very nice, as you would expect from DJI. Now this is the wireless mic. It does come with the wind muff. The wind muff is attached. They have a dummy plug, a dummy 3.5 millimeter that just plugs into the 3.5 millimeter jack to hold it on. It holds it on very snugly. And this does connect wirelessly automatically to the Osmo Pocket 3. And you do not need these handles to connect this to the camera. Now you're going to get the wide angle lens. It is held on magnetically. The camera itself is at a 20 millimeter focal length, f2.0. And this will basically take you down to roughly a 16 millimeter focal length. So it's going to make it just a little bit wider for you. Now you have the two handles. You have this handle and you have the battery handle. This handle right here only has one purpose and one purpose only. And you plug it into the bottom. And what that does is it gives you a 1/4-20 on the bottom to attach this to a tripod or other mounting devices. And it puts the USB-C in the front right here. And then to release that handle, you just push this little button in the center here and it pops off just like that. Now this handle is exactly like the other one, except for the fact this does have a battery in it. So this is going to extend your runtime by about 100 minutes. So between this battery and the built-in battery, you're going to get around 240 to 250 minutes of record time. And I think those times are estimated on shooting in 1080p. Now this clips on just like the other one. Just snaps on like that. You can see it'll show you up here the charge indicator. On the screen right here, the bottom is the extended battery charge percentage, and on the top is what's actually in the camera. Of course, mine is depleted because I've been using this handle up today, getting all my test shots for this actual video. In essence, all this is a battery, and it's going to give you a 1/4-20 on the bottom, and it's going to put your USB-C out in the front right here. That's all it does. No, it doesn't do any Wi-Fi connectivity or anything like that. You can completely disconnect this handle, just like so. We're going to turn the camera on, and then we're going to turn the microphone on. You can see the transmitter is connected to the Osmo Pocket 3. So you don't need a do-it-all handle. You don't need this little handle extension. And you don't need the battery handle to connect the wireless mic. All this does is move your USB-C, make the camera a little bit longer, and give you a 1/4-20. And then all this one does is give you a battery, moves your USB-C to the front, and gives you a 1/4-20 on the bottom. So that was one of the big mysteries, is did you have to have one of these handles? Another question that we had is, what was this little thing right here that we saw in all those pictures, where nobody really knew for sure what this was? And basically that is just a magnet for the microphone, so you can hold it magnetically to your shirt and it is a very strong magnet. Now, from my understanding, what I saw in other reviews, the microphone is actually the same as the DJI wireless mics, but you just get one, and of course it's optimized for the Osmo Pocket 3. And you get the carrying case, which you just drop your camera in just like so, and that's how you can transport your camera. But the case, once you pop the camera out, it also doubles as a microphone holder. You can literally clip your microphone to the top of this like that, and then you can hold this interview style for talking in your mic. So very, very cool. Okay, so now that we know everything that comes with the combo and what it does, that's going to solve all those mysteries. Now we just need to get into sharing some of the footage, and we're going to do some low light footage, and we're going to talk a little bit about overheating. Now, I did run an overheating test on this camera. It was 84 degrees outside. It was in direct sunlight. There was a breeze, so it wasn't stagnant air. When I was shooting in 4K 20, I got about 13 minutes of runtime before it overheated. When I went to 4K 60, I got 21 minutes before it overheated. And then at 4K 24, it would run until the battery died. It's not going to overheat at 4K 24 at 80 something degrees. After about an hour of it just sitting there, I finally just turned it off with the realization that it's not going to overheat. So maybe it will after an hour, but I wasn't willing to find out because I'm never going to record this camera that long. So it does overheat, but only in certain conditions and certain frame rates. All right, so now I'm going to show you some footage. I was out in the front yard. They have flowers out there. Of course, we're in Florida. There's always flowers. You can see how clear the image is. You can see how it gives you a nice bokeh in the background. I also have some video of my puppy running around in the front yard. You can see how clear and how sharp the image is and how bright and vibrant the colors are. Now, the only thing that I've noticed is like when it's recording my face, is my face looks a little bit more pale than it actually is, but it's not bad. The detail is there. It's not like it mushes it out or anything like that. It's just a slightly different color. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead. I'm going to start reviewing some footage. I'm going to show you some footage that I shot in the front yard, and then we're going to go to some footage right after the sun went down, and then we're going to go and look at some footage of it actually being dark outside so you can see how this camera performs.
Watching the sunset on Tennessee hills. I wish I could capture it, I never will. 'Cause I'm not a painter, can't stay in the lines. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. It's starting to rain, but I don't feel a thing. Sitting out rocking on that old porch swing.
Okay, so this is on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I do have it self-tracking on my face. This is my first ever video of me on this camera. I am using the stock 20mm f2.0 lens. I don't have the wide angle adapter on yet, but this is just how it comes right out the box. I just wanted to shoot a quick video, kind of see how it handled the lighting. The sun's in front of me. Then we're going to spin around. I'm going to put the sun behind me. I think you can still see me pretty well. Super excited about this camera. I had the original Osmo Pocket, shot hundreds of videos on my family channel with that thing, and skipped the Pocket 2 because I was trying to get into bigger cameras, and then they came out with the 1-inch sensor for this Pocket 3, and had to pick it up. So if you guys have questions, make sure you leave them in the comments down below, and if you want to see more Pocket 3 tests, then subscribe to this channel.
Sit back and sip on that dandelion wine. All my life I know.
All right, Alright, so this is a quick low light test. You can see the sun is down. That's the sun, the side the sun was on. There's the moon up there. It's not dark by any means, but it is dark enough for the street lights to start coming on. I am in low light mode right now. And we're just kind of doing a quick test. I'm not using the wireless mic. I have to say, looks pretty good on the little 2-inch OLED screen that they provide you. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the low light mode off and just put it in regular video mode. Okay, so this is just regular video mode. We're going to do the exact same scene as we did before. That is the moon back there. That is the side, the east, where the sun rises. Flip the camera around. We're going to look up at the street light so you can see, yes, it is on. And then over here is where the sun just set not too long ago. Just right over that house there. So tell me, how does it look? I think it looks pretty good in low light. I haven't actually reviewed this footage, so I won't know, but you will hear my comments about what I think about it very, very shortly. Okay, so now it's almost completely dark, and you can see how the camera looks. This is not low light mode. This is just standard mode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down here in the end of my cul-de-sac where it's actually really dark. The camera looks so much brighter on the screen than what it actually is. I just wonder if it's actually introducing a bunch of grain or if it's maintaining a nice clear look. And once I get down here, I'll spin around to maybe give more perspective as to how dark it actually is. Alright, let's spin around. That's where the sun went down a while ago. It is around 7:45, I guess, at night. And yeah, this is how it looks under normal mode. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch it to low light mode and see what the difference is. Alright, so now we are shooting in low light mode, and it's kind of funny because I couldn't even see the record button to push the button to start recording. Is how dark it is, and the camera is only, 2 feet in front of my face. So it's actually pretty dark in this little corner right here. I'm going to flip the camera around. That way you can see how I look. I'm just going to kind of rotate myself so you can kind of see all angles, because there's light coming from different directions. And we're just going to go ahead and make our way back towards the brighter area. I think it's doing really well. I think this camera is going to be a low light beast. It's going to be perfect for those vlogs. I'm looking forward to vlogging with it at Disney just to see how well it holds up. You get a ton of record time, and I'm happy. Alright, I'm going to spin one more time to conclude our low light test. That's the side where the sun went down. That's the dark cul-de-sac that we just walked through. And you can kind of gives you a little more perspective as to how dark it is back there actually. And we were all the way back there just a moment ago, so very, very cool. And that's the moon. Now, one of the cool new features of this camera is they've added a product mode, which is similar to what the Sony ZV-E1 has. And what that does is it allows you to hold products or objects up in front of the camera, and it's going to quickly autofocus on that object, and it's not going to just solely track or autofocus on your face. So if you hold up a product, it will focus. If you pull a product down, then it will go back to your face, and it uses dual pixel autofocus, so it works very, very well. That was a very welcome surprise that I didn't know was coming, and because I shoot product reviews for a living, this is going to be my go-to camera just for that sole reason. So as you can see, the Osmo Pocket 3 is a huge upgrade from the 1 and the 2. Me personally, I think it's even better than the Osmo Action 4 and the GoPros. With the gimbal stabilization, you can get that nice, smooth, low light performance, as to where when you have EIS in the camera, you tend to get those jitters at night. The product mode makes it takes it to a whole nother level for me. And this camera and this review is based on me and my needs and my opinion. And this is going to be the perfect camera for me, just all around. Now, I will still occasionally use my full frame camera when needed, and I will still use my action cameras when I need to use those, but this is going to be my go-to. I used to have the Osmo Pocket 1, the original, and I shot hundreds of videos on that thing. And when it fell into a cup of Sprite and got ruined, I was kind of upset about that. And then I had to start looking for alternatives. When the Pocket 2 came around, I was more into the larger cameras, and I was kind of trying to be that you gotta have a full frame camera to make it work person. And then, you know, after messing with that for a while, I quickly realized that I really don't need that much. And so I've been waiting all year for this one. We knew it was coming. It's finally here. And to me, the investment is well worth it. I'm Steve WB, and I'm out.